Bang! Neevesknives. I'm Jared, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen, live on Neevesknives. How's everybody doing tonight? We got a lot of things to get into, a lot of cool subjects or cool topics. We also got story for story time. Now, I know I haven't been posting a lot the past couple days, and it's for good reason, but here in the next day or so, I'm gonna come back hot and heavy, hot and heavy. We got some really awesome content coming up, and for the giveaway, for the 100,000, I think I'm gonna do it live. So what I'll probably do is post a video for you guys to enter into, leaving a comment, and then what I'll do is I'll just pull it live. And the reason why is because these scammers, man, that last one I tried to do, I wound up having to erase it because people were about to get scammed in it. And he's also doing videos, regular videos. So I've already reported it multiple times, but he keeps making new pages. And I don't want to do a regular giveaway and have people get scammed. If I do it and I say I'm doing it live, then there's no reason for anybody to believe that I'm going to just pull your name out of that, out of the entry video, right? So then that also makes it where you have to be present. So if you're not there, I'll pull another name, you know? So I'll probably give away more than one thing. That's my plan. So it'll be an awesome live. So possibly this weekend's live, maybe, because I'll have to post it like, man, I'd hate to make it that quick though. Maybe next Wednesday, and I'll post a video for the entry because I'd like a lot of people to know about it and everything. And you'll just have to follow the channel. That's it. Leave a comment. If I win, I win. Suck it. So what happened with your knife, Talica? Chip? We are going to talk a little bit about MagnaCut. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the 64.5 HRC. Now I know nobody else has got this, but you do have the ability to get yourself a reblade. Now, what I want to talk about is a couple other things. One, shout out to Original Goat. They're making the scales, they're making titanium scales, and I'm not going to reveal anything. I've spoken with them, and they got a lot of great things coming, amazing things. So all I can say is support them as much as possible. You guys are going to be surprised what this company is. They're going to be doing some great things. So awesome company, and USA made. They do all their stuff USA. Even a lot of their machinery is USA. They you know, they're real big into that. So I think it's not only a great company to support because of that, but they also make amazing products. So shout out to them, and you can use my discount code. But they do got right now the scales for the 80 20.5s that you can get if you have a 20.5, and they do have some available. So you can get 20.5s, and the titanium ones are coming in batches, but they have a lot more coming next month with they got a lot of heat coming. That's all I'm saying. A lot of heat coming. But if you have one of these and maybe you can't afford to get a reblade from Transparent Knives, shout out to Brian, Transparent Knives, who got did the MagnaCut 64.5 HRC with the hollow grind at 10 thousandths behind the edge. This thing is nasty thin, and it's so good. I broke down so much cardboard. If you guys seen that short, it wasn't bullshit. I cut down so much damn cardboard, and there's no chips, no rolls, no nothing. Technically, it's still sharp, but I mean, it's dull. It's dull. But what I mean is that there's nothing wrong with the edge aside from it's just dull. You know, like it didn't chip, it didn't roll, nothing. And I could keep cutting with it because it's so thin. When you have geometry like this, even when it's dull, it cuts better than a lot of knives. So it's crazy how good this did. I'm so impressed. Like, I can't even express how impressed I am with this. Now, me sharpening this, I could put a brand new edge on this in like 5 minutes because it's so thin. And it's not even just about how thin it is at the edge. Behind the edge is so thin. A lot of hollow grinds, even though they're the same thickness behind the edge, they start getting thicker, even if it's by a little bit. This is so thin up the blade. I mean, it's like 10 thousandths up here. It's crazy how thin this is. And it just makes it cut like a beast. Now, what I was trying to get to is that if you can't afford something like this, what you can do is if you already have one of these knives, the 80-20.5, shout out to BGM Knives. You can get a regrind on it. You can get a hollow grind on it. You could technically, possibly, depending on the blade shape you have, you could possibly play with your blade shape a little bit. And he does regrinds for like $60. So you can get a hollow grind for like $60. Now, I'm not positive that he can do a hollow grind on this model, but I'm pretty sure he can. And knife modders can probably do a flat grind for you. I'm not sure their prices on their regrinds, but the point is man, you could really turn your knife into damn near a custom. And what I mean is if you have a regrind, that's a custom grind, right? Granted, it's still the same blade that you got from Demco. The scales, USA made scales. You could get, I'm sure you could find a USA made clip, but if you go with transparent knives, you basically have a custom knife here. And that's badass. So badass. Now, next thing, what's the best knife? If my max is 150, I would say probably a Hogue. A Hogue, or I think a Manix is a little bit more than that. A Spyderco Manix is a little bit more than that, but you go with a lightweight, a Spyderco Manix lightweight, USA made, great heat treats on the steels, and they have different types of steels. Hogue though, Hogue has got the Deca and the Hogue Ritter RSK. Yep, RSK MK1 right there. Great knives, both of them. Both of them have axis locks, or sorry, able locks. Oh, there they are. Shout out to Knife Modders. Thought I was on Lindy's account. Shout out to Knife Modders. Make sure you're following what they're doing. Oh, he did say something about hollow grinds. What? Hollow grinds can absolutely be done on the 20.5. We will be offering hollows very soon as well. Nice. So Richie said that he will be offering hollows very soon and that it can be done. And why not? Why not? You can get better geometry out of it, better cutting performance. It'll have basically a longer life, at least in my opinion, because, you know, when you sharpen it, after a while, you know, the way it comes, it's so thick that you're going to sharpen it so many times and you're probably not going to use it anymore to the extent that you would if it had a nice hollow grind. And in that case, you can continue sharpening it, continue using it. Shout out to Mike Emler. Definitely go and follow his channel as well. Oh, here's the link for Knife Modders. Now, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, but you can definitely turn this knife into something to be proud of. And I think that's awesome. Now, another thing, Spyderco PM2, man. I think this is possibly the best one I've ever felt, and it's sent in for sharpening. This thing is so comfortable. I forget where the scales come from, but it's in 10V and it's got these badass scales. It doesn't even feel like a PM2. I'm going to pull up my PM2 to show you the difference. Oh, I got to ask him again where he got these scales. So if you look at the back end right here, it's completely different on this knife. And this is contoured. It is so comfortable. And then with this clip, this thing is so badass. And it's got this copper carbon fiber. Come on, focus. It's got this copper carbon fiber. And then check this out. The back spacer is cross-cut. And so is the scales. I don't know if it'll come up on the camera, but it is so good. So good. And like I said, it's so comfortable. It doesn't even feel like a PM2. It just melts in my hand. Even with the choke up spot. Yeah, I honestly think this is my favorite one I've ever felt. It's so light though. That's the one thing. And I don't mind a little bit of weight on a knife, but this isn't, it's very light. It is very light, but it's still so good, man. It's hard to beat. But in the 10V, as you guys know, I love my K390, right? K390 and 10V are very, very similar. So I can't wait to I'm going to sharpen it up. This thing's going to take a ridiculous sharp edge. I already know it. If it's anything like my K390, which it is, damn it, this thing is going to get sharp. And Spyderco, man, shout out to them, man. Their heat treats have been on point lately. Every Spyderco I sharpen as of lately is just, their heat treats are so good. I can get such a nasty edge on them. My K390, like I said, people ask me what's the sharpest knife in my collection. Now, I'm not saying this is the sharpest one, but it's definitely in like the top 5. My K390. This thing gets screaming sharp, like scary sharp. And then I'm gonna show you guys something. Check this out. So you guys have to open up your ears right now, and I'm gonna show you guys something on, I don't know if it'll do you any good or not, but we're gonna listen to the sound of soft steel versus hard steel. And I want you to try to pick this up, because this is something with sharpening where you can really tell the difference between a softer heat treat, and especially after you've dealt with the same steel over and over and over and over, you can really start telling not only the feeling, but the sound of the steel on the difference between hard and soft. And then the difference, like say if you have some fixed blades laying around, they're not labeled or something like that, you can kind of tell. And you know, whatever, it's just fun. So I got a diamond plate here. I'm going to take something that's soft and I'm going to rub it against it, but you guys got to really, really listen to the difference. I'll go back and forth, back and forth. So we have something super soft here. Plain old stainless steel junk. I also got another one we're going to do. Listen to this. Let's turn this up. Now, here is something hard. You're going to hear the difference. Here's a different knife. This one's pretty soft. Hear how one almost sounds mushy and one almost sounds like glass. This is 20 CV from Kaiser. You can really hear it. It's like, it almost sounds like glass skating across. Now this sounds like I'm skating copper across it or something. You can hear the diamonds just like gouging the steel. Where the 20 CV, you can hear it skating. So that's one thing. If you ever watch Forged in Fire, when they get a knife out of the heat treat, they take a file and they run it across the edge. And if the file just like it's like basically gouges the steel, they know they fucked their heat treat up. They have to reheat treat it. But if it skates, then they know they got a good heat treat. So that's something you notice when you're sharpening. You'll really notice that, especially if you've dealt with, like, I sharpen M390, and I know this isn't normal for everybody, but I don't know how many times I sharpen M390 a week. It's a lot. There's a lot of M390 out there. So I'm sharpening 5 knives a day. So it's, you know, a lot of them are M390. So when I get one that's on the lower, softer end, I can totally feel it. Versus when I get one, just like even the difference between steels. Like when I get something like 10V or K390 on there, and I just got done with like, I don't know, VG10 or something. Holy shit. Can you feel the difference? You know, the diamonds, they want to skate in a way. Now that also gives you the ability to really get that apex nice and fine. Kind of like, if you think about this, the like trying to sharpen, and I know this is to the extreme, but in your mind, like one of the differences is like sharpening, the difference between wood and sharpening, I guess metal. You know, the difference between that. That's kind of a good way to kind of think about it in your head. Jerry says, about the need to be in the live, or gotta ask, man, most giveaway from the community is on the weekend when I work. So even if I comment but not in the live, can I still win? So you'll have to comment in the video I post and then be present in the live. So or have somebody present for you in the live. All you're gonna have to do is, if your name comes up, and I'll have a specific time. Like, so I'll be like, I'm going live at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to pull the name at 7:45 or 7:50 or something like that. Give people time to join. And you just have to say, I'm here. Yes. Something like that. And I'll hopefully have the moderators here so that they can see people. And then, like, after so long, if nobody claims it, I'll pull another name. But as long as you're here, then, and if it's a big deal and you can't make the live, then maybe try to have somebody there or have a bathroom break or something at work. I'm still on the fence of whether or not I'm gonna make the person be in the live. I kind of thought that might not be a good idea too, because people sometimes are at work and things like that. But I wanted to do it like that because I don't want people getting scammed. I want people to just know this is who won. That's it. It's done. It's over with. Because, man, this scammer, man, it's starting to piss me off, and they keep coming back. So, and I don't want nobody to get screwed over. Just so you guys know, I will never message you in the comment section and tell you you won something, and then tell you to cash at me. You know, if I tell you, I'll contact you, or you have to contact me. I don't even contact you. If you win, you see you won, and you contact me. I never contact you because I can't, right? So I won't do it in the comment section. If I see you won, I might tell you congratulations, good for you. And I'll tell you to message me on Instagram or something, but I will never lead you to a Cash App. I will never make you pay for something. The scam is they try to get you to pay for the shipping. They tell you, hey, you won. And they tell you, cash at me $150 for shipping and I'll ship it to you. That's the scam. But that will never happen. I will never ask you guys to pay for the shipping for the thing you won. And it looks like me, guys. It looks like me. The thumbnail or whatever you call it is mine, but it's not me. It doesn't say Neevesknives though. It says some Cash App thing or something like that. I don't know. But he's been going in my comments and getting everybody, like going down the list and just hitting every fucking comment. Hey, dude, love your YouTube videos. I have been binging them. Very helpful. Thanks. Oh, Jonathan, man, thank you. I appreciate that, man. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of videos, and I have a playlist, by the way, guys. And if, like, in my reviews, that's where my Fast Fives are. So if you like the Fast Five knife reviews, go into the reviews. It's in the playlist of the reviews. I have my top 10s where I throw top fives and stuff like that. I do mix them up a little bit. So in the playlist, don't think that every video is that in the playlist. The sharpening playlist is all sharpening stuff, but like the top 10s is not all top 10. Some of them are top 5s and things like that. It's just kind of a category. Next thing. All right, we're going to talk about stropping here in a second, but the knife sale, guys, I'm probably going to start it on Friday. So those of you that like to buy knives, stay tuned. Friday, I'm gonna post a video, and I think I'm gonna have to do it in 2 videos. There's a lot of fucking knives. I'm gonna try to do it all in one, but you know, like LTK style. But damn it, man. All right, so we're gonna cut some paper here in a second because I kind of want to talk about that. Okay, so I'm going to try, hopefully this year, to get a lot more USA gear on the channel. I'm gonna do my best. I am thinking about getting some actual gear on the channel, boots, jackets, things like that. I haven't yet, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to work with some companies and shit like that. And if not, then I'll just buy the shit, whatever. But I am going to try to do that. I do have some boots right now that I got in that I'm testing. They're from overseas though, so I'm working on getting some USA made boots on the channel too, because I want to keep a good balance, and I like to keep that type of stuff as much as possible USA made. But you know, it is what it is. And listen, I've been the guy on the job site that could not afford the USA made boots, and I had to buy whatever I could get off the shelf just to survive the first year until I could get some premium boots. So no shame in getting whatever you got to get for your feet to work, you know. Thank you for the 5 bones, Walker Tapley. Thank you so much. Jared, my Benchmade Hidden Canyon Hunter has developed a tiny amount of rust dots. How do I get it off without hurting the finish? Stonewash finish. Okay, so there's a couple things you can do. Give me 1 second. So you can get one of these. There's different finishes. So this is a rust remover. It's it looks like a rock, but it's actually spongy, and it'll get rid of the rust. Now, the thing is that there's different finishes. This one comes in a 2-pack, medium and fine. It doesn't hurt the finish too much, and you know, there's rust on it anyways, but just be careful, you know, use the corner or whatever. If it's just little dots, this will get rid of it. So get a rust eraser. You're like, this one's $5. This 2-pack was $13. So it works great. But what I like to do is coat it with 3-in-1 oil first. So get some 3-in-1 oil. What it means is 3 is penetrate, cleans, and prevents. And it's all in one bottle. That's what it means, 3-in-1. Now that you'll want to put that on there, let it sit for 5 minutes, and then use the eraser. If it doesn't get rid of it all, do not like go crazy on it. Just get the surface with it. Whatever you can get off gently. Reapply the 3-in-1, let it sit 5 minutes, do it again. You know, and just keep doing that process, because you don't want to scrub it so much that it affects the finish. You can gently remove it. That oil is going to penetrate, and it's going to disrupt the surface of it, of the rust. It'll wipe right off. Now you got to penetrate the next level, and then the next level. Do it in a, you know, like by levels, and you'll be able to reveal the steel. Especially if it's just like a tiny bit of dotting, you'll be able to get it off probably the first time. You probably won't even have to work on it in sessions. But if it's pretty bad, work on it in slow sessions. Penetrating Nation. Yeah, these things work great. I love them. You know what else they work great on? Cleaning your ceramic stones, cleaning your VENEV stones, cleaning stones. These things are great. I highly recommend getting these, because it's not even just like the rust thing. These things work for all kinds of shit. And that's what I always say. Like, there's so many things you should just have, because they work for so much. Kind of like oil, just having oil around. Josh with the 10 bones. Thank you, brother. Congrats on the 100K. Looking forward to seeing a YouTube plaque on the knife channel. Oh, man, it's going to be right there. Right there. That's where it's going to be. I can't wait either. I'm wondering because I haven't gotten like a message or anything. I'm wondering, does it just show up? Do I have to request it? Do I have to fight to the death for it? How do I get it? I don't know, but we're going to get it somehow. I'm going to cash up him 150 so he pays me, dum-dum. Right? Exactly. Do you have any butterfly knives? Absolutely. Absolutely. I got a Benchmade right over here. This is my Morpho 51. These are pretty pricey. It is a USA made one. I got a couple other ones that are USA made, but they're the Baron Son, so they're cheapies. But this one's a good one. Titanium liners, spear point blade, G10, so it's really light. That's the one thing with this is that it is so light, so like very easy to flip. It's like it has no weight to it. So when you do this, there's no like pain when it hits you because it's so light. So the balance is really nice on this. Now, like I said, titanium back spacers and liners, but titanium is nice and light. So when it's thin, YouTube will send you a message and tell you to cash app them. It's not YouTube, it's some scammer that gets me. But yeah, I am doing my best to contact USA companies, and I'm trying to get them to work with me to some extent, even if it's through discount codes, so that I can buy the products and get them on the channel to review them for you guys and test them for you guys. I don't want to put products on here that I don't personally recommend. Now, I know there's lots of companies that I recommend because I've used them a lot, like Red Wing and things like that. But it'd be nice to get the product on the channel, test it, then recommend it. Like, especially with gear, things like that, you know, bags, boots, belts, jackets, things like that. I definitely want to get a little bit more of that on the channel. Now, obviously, it's still going to be 90% knife stuff, but it'd be nice every few weeks, you know, to have a little something, you know, gear oriented. I do not make knives. I sharpen knives. I run a sharpening service. I do small mods, you know, sharpening choils, cleaning them up, you know, fixing detents, tuning action and stuff like that, but mostly sharpening. And I review and test knives. I live in Canada, so I can't buy any real butterfly knives. Yeah, that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Dude, 100K, you're gonna catch Rogan. I'm heading for him, man. I already messaged Rogan. I said, I'm on my fucking way, guy. You better watch out. You better watch out after who's next? What is it? Nick Shabazz and then Everyday City Minimalist. Or no, sorry, Everyday Minimalist. Oh, shot. Speaking of Everyday Minimalist, check this out. This is that thing I was talking about that I'm going to use for the show, for Blade Show. So this is to hold my camera, selfie stick, but check this out. It folds out into a tripod, so you can just set it down on the desk, and then you can easily just collapse it right in. So it swings out, wham, and then swings back. I'm not that good at it yet, but and it's got little finger guards in or finger choils in there. But it's cool though, because it's metal. It's really sturdy. I could set it right down on a table. So this is what I'm gonna use. He recommended it. Everyday Minimalist recommended this. This is what he used for the Texas show. So I'm gonna use that for Atlanta. So hopefully a lot of you are able to go to Atlanta because it's going to be a great time. How long has Shabazz been doing this? 10 years. You're on his heels, brother. Yes, I am on his heels. I think he's been doing it like, yeah, probably like 10 years. I'm not positive, but yes, something like that. Everybody who starts a channel, even myself, when I first started, I took it seriously, but I didn't in the sense that I wasn't posting on a regular schedule. I was posting once a month, and then, you know, I really wasn't taking it seriously. And then I just one day I was like, either I'm taking it serious or I'm not, one of the two. And once I started taking it seriously, that's where I kind of feel like that's where my channel started. Because before that, yeah, I was still making content, practicing and working the cameras and stuff like that. But about 6 months in, that's when I started taking it seriously. Yeah, he still works a full-time job for sure. I will not be here. Wait, hold on. I will not be near when you. What? When I don't understand. I will not be near you when you who that bring out. Okay. Okay. Um Cue ball, are you okay? I can't wait, Jared. I'll be at Blade Show. We will be able to celebrate your 100,000 subs in person. Hopefully, you will be at 200 by then, brother. Oh man, wouldn't that be fucking insane? I thought it was going to slow down. It has not. I mean, it has slowed down. Don't get me wrong. It's slowed down a lot, but I mean, I just hit 100K. We're already at 104K now. It's crazy, man. It's mind blowing. I'll tell you a secret, Jared. You are super lickable, cat. Likeable or am I lickable or likable? Thank you, man. I'll take either one. Either one. All right, so I got some knives here. We're gonna check out really quick. Couple simple designs, because I think a lot of people, everybody, we all like knives, right? If you're here, you like knives. But I think a lot of people really like simplistic designs. So I'm going to pull forward a few simple designs really quick. One being the quiet carry waypoint. And all these knives are obtainable. Quiet carry waypoint. Now, this is a fully 100% rust-proof knife. It has a VENEV super clean steel, which is practically corrosion proof. Like, it's nearly impossible to rust this. And that's kind of the beauty of it, but it's still a super steel. So you have the ability to hold an edge, get a really good edge on it, and it's super simple. Everything on it is also rust proof. We have marine grade stainless, titanium, and then LC200N liner. So LC200N in many cases is a blade steel for a super stainless blade. It has phosphor bronze washers, great detent, nice hollow ground, clip point blade. Some people call it a drop point. It's a little clip point, but beautiful blade, almost a spear point. And that's why I love it. But look at how simple this is. Very simple, very easy to carry. I mean, it's not a large knife, but you have a long cutting edge. This is a great knife. Now, if you can't afford something like this right around $280, made in Taiwan, you can get these. This is it Knife Center or White Mountain Knives exclusive? I think it's White Mountain Knives exclusive. This is the Real Steel G frame. Is it the G frame? Yeah. This is the frame lock version. They make multiple different versions of this, but this one is the White Mountain Knives exclusive. If not, it's the Knife Center exclusive. But S35VN, great flipping action, super snappy. It is on bearings, very lightweight, compact, wire clip, great blade shape, nice and thin too. Thin behind the edge and thin blade stock. Nice and slicey. Now, it's not a tough knife at all. This is a light duty knife, but damn it, is it slicey. This thing works great, and it's so lightweight. Like, you don't even realize you have a knife on you, but you have a full size knife. This is like a 3.5-inch blade, but it doesn't feel like it. And it's very wieldable, very easy to manipulate, nice and smooth, super snappy. But yeah, in the pocket, great in the pocket, nothing in the way of that wire clip. Just a fantastic little knife. Now, another one. Now, this one's going to be a little bit more premium, and you have to wait for them to drop, but he drops them like new ones every week or two, is the USA made American Blade Works Model 1 frame lock, full titanium. Check out this micro milling, guys. Fuck. Look at that micro milling. Has a real nice tactile feel to it. Great action. This new finish he has on the blade, it's almost like a polished stone wash. Listen to this thing when it snaps. It almost seems like I'm snapping my fingers. Great snappy action, super comfortable in the hand, great clip, great everything, very smooth. Titanium backspacer. S35VN, beautiful drop point blade shape. Not the thinnest geometry, but it works. It works great. And I love this part right here. You can choke up right up there and really hammer down on stuff. Access to the lock bars, perfect. Such a good knife. And it's reversible clip, by the way, for lefties. Or for people who just like to, you know, switch pockets. Damn it, Jared, that snap just dissolved my washer stain. Oh, man. Who's MC? Where's MC been, man? I'm moving to the States soon, and I'm hoping to get a winter blade production factor. I don't know what that is. That sounds badass. Yeah, I know. I know he is. But I'm ready for him. I got stuff prepared for things like that. Why would anyone want a butterfly knife? Just for flicking it? Yeah, for fun. They're fun. They're fun. Finally got my Tucson TS300. Nice. Isn't this the 300? All right. Yeah. I think this is the 300. This thing is sick. I took it apart and cleaned it, lubed it immediately. Definitely needed it. It has some lock stick, really, but hoping that goes away over time. Congrats on the 100K. Thank you, man. Yeah, it should go away. I would just deal with it right now. If it has, like, you know, if it's just a little bit and there's nothing wrong with it. Now, if it's really bad, right? If it's really, really bad, look at your lock face and see where it's catching at, right? It's going to be catching in one spot, and you can take it apart and just lightly sand down that area that it's hitting. You're literally just removing that one little dot where it's catching, and then it should be fine. But man, I would imagine that it will just break in. Mine, look how stupid smooth mine is. I have to like move my hands fast. This thing's a guillotine. Great action, great fit and finish. Lefty's crazy. I figured he would love this one. He did not, but you know, what does he like though, right? What does he like? Fucker. Anyways, great knife though. Super thin behind the edge. Even the flat grind up here is like really good geometry. This thing cuts so good. And this secondary tip, nice and acute. This tip, though, I will say is fragile. Be careful with it. I stabbed it into a table and I bent the tip a little bit. It's so fine. Such a fine little tip. But, I mean, it works good for acute stuff. The D10, super solid. Such a good knife. And that's a good-looking Tonto. Thank you, James. I appreciate that, man. He says, love the channel. Your reviews are always on point. Thank you, man. I read that one. Your Neevesknives, but do you EDC anything else? I like seeing you branch out into flashlights and other gear, attract different viewers too. Yes, I do. I have flashlight reviews. I have EDC organizer reviews, backpack stuff, bags. We got a bunch of stuff. And this year we're going to do more of that stuff. Now, the reason why I don't do a lot of it is they don't get a lot of views. They just don't. But that doesn't mean I don't want to do it, because I still think it's good to bring to the followers, right? I think it's really good to bring out good gear, because it's mostly about the knives. I love the knives, but I also like gear, man. I love some good boots. I love some good jackets, some good hats, some good whatever, like my belt, my organizer. I love that shit. Like right now, Talica actually got me this. Taking off my pants. Careful, YouTube. It's just my belt. Just my belt. Don't flag me again. They fucking took down one of my lives, man. They hit me for what they hit me for? A copyright claim. Fuckers. I didn't do anything wrong. I showed somebody's video and they made it seem like I stole their content or something. But anyways, this is Tale of Knives, and you can see I got the blue stitching, USA made. You can make these, get these custom made for you, so you can have it set up however you want. This is exactly how I wanted mine, with this color leather. They have different color leathers, and they have different colored stitching. I love the blue stitching with this dark brown leather. Oh, it looks so gorgeous. So badass. Now, what do I have in it? Let's check it out. So I got a tactile rock wall, USA made. So this whole thing is USA made except for the light. I guess I could get a Surefire, but I got to get a Surefire that's this size. Anyways, I got the tactile rock wall. Oh man, we were talking about these type of knives. Well, here's another one. The tactile rock wall. This one's in MagnaCut. Super sticky edge. Very drop shutty. Great thumb stud action. Super minimalist. It also has, because tactile does that type of finish with the micro milling. Great action, man. So snappy. And I got their pen with the Damascus bolt. The one thing about this, I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but my what are they called? The inside of it, I can't think of the name of it. The refills or whatever. Mine's writing, but then it like stops writing sometimes. Maybe I just need to refill it or something. I don't know. Sharp Canadian, thank you for the 7 bones. Props on hitting 100K. You earned every sub, bud. Thank you, man. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. It's been a journey. It's definitely been a journey, but we are here. And yeah, it's amazing. I'm so excited about it. I am stuck in the Nightshade review. Love that knife. I want one now. Nightshade. I am stuck on the Nightshade. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good knife. I love that knife. Definitely. It's that blade shape. You don't even realize how beneficial that blade shape is until got one right here. That blade shape, man, it's so good for everything. Like for detail work, for popping straps because it's turned towards you, right? For push cuts, it's towards the thing you're cutting. I mean, it's always towards what you're aiming at. Unlike, like, say, a Persian where it's always, facing the opposite way, and you almost want to turn it around and go backwards when you cut. This thing is amazing. And the materials, the fit, finish, action, stupid good. Love it, love it, love it. Jared, non-knife people need to find out about them from you. If they don't start supporting you, they need to stop living on this planet. I know. That's what I've been saying. I mean, what are you guys doing? Especially, like, man, the other day, I had one of my shorts. Somebody said something about their $12 knife, right? And listen, I am not judging anybody for having a budget knife, right? But at least get a good budget knife. And he was like saying like his $12 M Tech or something would do the same thing. And it's like, no, it won't. No, it won't. It's like one time. Yeah, maybe one time. And then I don't even think that. If you cut with something that is sharp, good geometry, and good ergos versus something like an M Tech, I'll be done with my cut and you'll still be struggling to just get the edge in. Like, And then how many cuts are you going to get? 2, 3, 4 while I'm fucking cutting houses down? Go fuck yourself. But no, seriousness, you, you know, somebody like that doesn't want to spend more than $20, that's fine. There's great $20 knives, but don't get that shit. You got to know where to look. And that's what I try to show people. I try to show people, like, I don't care how much money you got. I can show you the best knife for that amount of money. And that's the point. It's not saying that somebody with a $300 knife is better than you or has a better knife or anything like that. It's that what is the best knife that you can afford that is good for you? Because it's out there. It's just all these stores and big brand stores, they sell you shit. They literally rip you off. And it kills me that people spend that money. Now, I'm not saying sometimes they don't have good knives there, because sometimes they do. Sometimes they got the USA made Kershaws, which are good, but they tax the shit out of them. And you're paying like probably 30-40% more than you should be. There's so many great knives out there. And you shouldn't be walking around without a knife. You just shouldn't. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense. It's like, I mean, a flashlight too, even if it's a keychain light, you should have a keychain light. You should never drop your keys or drop something in the car or drop something outside or in a dark spot and not have a light, right? Now, you should never be in a position that you need to ask your friend for their knife. You should always have it, even if it's a little tiny little pocket blade, right? Something, because in history, we've never survived without knives. And sometimes I get these guys, not even girls, guys. And it's like, how can you even call yourself a real man? Like, you're fucking telling me that, like, why would I even need a knife? Why would you even need a knife? You know what? You don't. You don't. You know why? Because you rely on other men to cut shit for you. That's why, right? It's like you might go to the butcher, right? He's already got it pre-cut for you. No worries, right? They've already killed it, cut it up for you, and done all that. You can buy packages where you can, unzip them or whatever, and I don't know, use scissors or whatever. But it's like that's ridiculous to me. You should always have a knife because there's always things to do with the knife. And when you carry one, that's when you realize how ridiculous it was that you weren't carrying one already. When little things are easy, even like picking at your nail to maybe a sticker, you're peeling a sticker to, something fell in between something, you need to pick it out. I could just name a million things right now, but it's crazy to me, like, when somebody doesn't have a fucking knife, or that they think it's ridiculous that you have a knife, when it's like, since the beginning of time, we've never existed without knives. Like, that's ridiculous to even think it's weird that somebody has a knife. If anything, you should be like, that motherfucker's prepared. In my opinion, it's kind of like walking around with shoes. Just got my conspirator today. Not crazy about the edge. Yeah. I mean, mine was okay, but a lot of times with the factory knives, they do a high angle. So it's not even that it's dull or anything. It's just, it's not a great angle. And they do that on purpose because they don't want you guys to buy the knife and then chip the edge and think that there's something wrong. So they make sure they put an edge that cuts and that's also tough on it. Now, if you want it a little slicier, hey, you can always do that. That's the best case scenario in a knife, is if the only thing's wrong is it's not that sharp. That's okay, because that's the easiest thing to fix. Hey everyone, how's it going? Congrats, Neevesknives. I'm passing 100,000 sub count. Thank you, Custom EDC Knives. Thank you so much. Go watch some great knife content and support one of our brothers in the community. Check out Blades and EDC. There is the link. Jared knows about them M-Techs. Yes, he does. Where'd I just put it? Yeah, he knows about them badass M-Techs. The knives that literally shift. Knives that are trying to be like the real thing. The Pretendo knives. My custom shop M4 bug out shipped within 1 week, which is awesome. Nice. That is pretty quick. Hell yeah. Cheap asses. Jared having more subs than MC and putting a ton of gel in his handsome hair. It's not gel, though. It's not gel at all. This is actually just some head lotion. Sexy, right? See? No gel. Just washed and put some head lotion on. I had somebody else say that to me, like they made a comment. And it was in a mean way. Like they were trying to be offensive, I think, and they were like talking shit about me and my hair, and they said something about how like my hair products, and they were like, I don't know, something about like your hair's either rock hard or greasy as fuck or something. I don't know, something like that. And I said, dude, you don't know that much about hair products, do you, bro? Like, because I didn't have either one of those in. I was just fresh out of the shower. Like, it's like, what? I got a semi-expensive and there's hair products that like where they can give it a shine, but it still feels good and there's no like greasiness to it. Yeah, there's the greasy shit. Yeah, there's the rock hard stuff. Then there's the stuff that just gives you just a natural style. That's usually the stuff I put in. But yeah. Anyways, I got a semi-expensive recently. I'm not getting any more, so I'm good now. That's what they all say, Rick. That's what they all say, Rick. Talk to you in a week, brother. I got a recurved Quaking style knife, bought 20 quids of our local Craigslist, light, comfortable, and sharp. Stupid, but love it. Hey, so it counts. The two gender ballerina and knife. Blades at EDC says, I need one all the time. If I ever leave my house and forget a knife, I feel anxiety over it and will turn around and go get one. If I walk to the top of the stairs and realize I don't have one, I fucking turn around. What are you doing? Because it's weird. It's like almost like the times like when you do forget it, that's when you run into somebody and they're like, you got a knife? Or like you realize like you needed one and then you got to go get it anyways. I usually always have one. Even if I'm wearing pajamas, I have one. But I use it though. It's not like I walk around, don't use it. Like in the middle of the night, if I need to grab a snack or I'm doing something, I'll use my knife to cut the thing up or whatever, I use it for everything. Jared's hard work and awesome content is finally paying off. You deserve it. Brochaco. Thank you, Josh. Or John, sorry. Thank you, John. John Powell's been a huge supporter for a long time now. A lot of people have, and I can't, man, you guys have been so amazing. I appreciate all the support. A lot of you guys have been here since the beginning and leaving comments, helping me out in the comment section, which thank you guys. Holy shit, man. The comment section, I'll be honest, I gave up. I can't catch up no more. I'm going to do my best, but just know that I can't keep up. I try to keep up with some of the recent videos when I post one, but it's just impossible. It's a full-time job if I do that. So I do my best. So I do appreciate you guys dropping in my comment section and helping out the people, because there's a lot of new people that are asking something that's very simple that you guys can help them out with really quick. So thank you to everybody who does that. I see you guys helping out. Thank you. Just remembered about a box of knives. I'm going to have to look in there tomorrow and see what kind of garbage is in there. Oh, shit. You might have some gems. Magneto, anything CVC, GRB, or Kaiser is a great place to start. You have to find one that looks good to you. I'm guessing you asked about good budget knives. Yes. Civivi, CJRB, Kaiser, Kubi. Kubi's another one. I got this new CJRB right here. Pretty decent knife. I'm not the most excited about its access to its lock bar, even though it has good access. They just need to chamfer this side down a little bit, but it's great knife, great flipping action, ceramic bearings, nice and smooth. The hole deployment that's where it's at. This thing is amazing hole deployment, and it is slicey, man. Nice thin blade stock. broad grind, this thing is going to slice. Like, I haven't cut anything with it, but I can tell. The whole pry bar EDC fad is the silliest thing I've seen in a while. Well, it depends. It does depend, because I've used a pry bar my whole life. Like, literally. Real pry bars, though. Not mini pry bars. Real pry bars. And carried them in my tool pouch and shit. So I understand the need for a little mini pry bar, because I always had one. Like a real mini pry bar, though. You know, like a tool. But those little ones, like, as long as they're capable, like not one like this, but like a real mini pry bar. And if you're doing lots of scraping, prying, picking, and things like that during the day, I completely see why people have them. Because like when I was working, I would need to do that a lot. There were so many times where I'd have to scrape stickers and pick things and pry things. And I didn't want to use my knife, but a lot of times it led to my knife doing it. So having a little pry bar is not a bad thing. Now, I do understand what you're saying, though. They do get ridiculous, especially when they're just little pocket jewelry. Hey, man, who's judging, man? If somebody wants a little bit of pocket jewelry, just in case if they might need it one day, fucking roll with it. Who cares? I think it's awesome, man. If you've got some little pocket jewelry things, man, fuck yeah. Good for you, man. You know, because it's fun. Even if you use it a little bit and not a lot, and just every once in a while, who cares? It's your pocket. Anyone ever try Protex MagnaCut? I got some right now. I've got the TR3 and MagnaCut. Same, so do I. Coming to me in the next couple days. No, I got one in for sharpening right now. That I'm not testing, but I'm sharpening it. I'm interested in seeing how Protec does the MagnaCut. I think they're going to do, well, we'll see. I've known them in the past to do softer heat treats, but I've also known them to do good heat treats. So it just kind of depends. I do wish they would thin out their geometry, though. I don't know why they don't do hollow grinds. It's like they're allergic to hollow grinds. So that's one thing I'd love to see them do. The last time my wife and I went out to eat, the steak, knife they gave me was just sad. I use my pocket knife to cut my steak. I do that all the time because they almost never will have a good sharp steak knife at a restaurant. Almost never, because they're scraping the ceramic plates. So you can't really blame them either because of the ceramic plate thing. Well, I got fired for being into knives, so yeah. But they can go fuck themselves, because funny thing is, I carried a knife the whole time. I worked there, even in the hospital when I was stationed there. Damn right. Fuck them. Now, I don't want to get anybody fired, but I don't care where I work. They ain't stopping me from carrying a knife. And if it was like at the courthouse or something, I semi-understand. Like, if that's a job and you need to take it and you can't, you have to take this job, I get it. I understand. But for 99% of the jobs out there that are just normal jobs and they're telling you can't carry it because of some dumb reason, they can go fuck themselves. I understand in like courthouse settings. Like, that's a little different. Ed Flowers with the 5 bones. Thank you, brother. Hey, bud, love the content. Keep it up. Just ordered a Kaiser Genie. What are your thoughts on it? The Kaiser Genie, man, there's so many knives. I know I've had it in. Oh, wait, I got one. I have one somewhere. Maybe I might have it put up, but no, I got a couple of them. I recently gave one away, but no, it's a good knife. It's very lightweight. The micarta is very light. You can Spidey flick it and front flip it. Both work great. The blade is a great blade shape. It's a simple design that looks cool, but super lightweight. And that's kind of the thing with it, man. You just forget that thing's in your pocket, but that's not a bad thing. So awesome knife. And Kaiser does a great job. Now, the coating kind of feels a little, I've had one that was super smooth and one that kind of felt a little, not like scraping, but I could feel that the detent needed to break through the coating. No worries. Just flick it and use it, and the detent will break in. It'll get smoother and smoother if yours comes like that. Derek Goodman with the 5 bounds. Thank you, man. Thank you for the super sticker. Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you for all the donations. I seriously can't thank you guys enough. You guys are such great support, and it really does help the channel out a lot. Donations are a massive, massive part of this channel. So the support is very much appreciated. They were just jealous. Huh. Head lotion. I need your nice hair tips. Well, hey, I got them. What is going on? I'm trying to get my video to pop up. There we go. Super excited. Just picked up a Fair and Forged prototype on the way from Artisan. Nice. That's what this is. This is a prototype. Sorry. Come on. That's what this is. This is a prototype. I was surprised I was able to get it off of Artisan's site, but they're selling them. I'm not sure if they're going to change the final production ones. Otherwise, why would they tell me it's a prototype? I don't know. My EDC is a Gerber. Get a different knife, Jerry. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself, Jerry. I'm just telling you, don't do that to yourself. No, you don't want a Gerber. No good. No good. We'll find you something else. How much did you pay for the Gerber? I'm going to guess $20. Another knife that would replace that knife, if it's only $20 now. If it's like a $50 knife, I got a way better option for you. But if you only got like $20-$30 to spend on a knife, go with the Ganzo 922 or there's that Sativian ST102. I can think of 100 more knives. But yeah, you don't want a Gerber, man. Last time I had a Gerber that I actually used, because I bought some other Gerbers, but they're always crap. Then the blade broke on me, almost killed me. Hair tips with Jared. Yes, hair tips with Jared. Why should we hit the like button? I have amnesia and can't remember the purpose. Oh, yeah. The purpose of hitting the like button is to help me with the algorithm so other people can see my videos. YouTube says, oh, people like this video. So then they recommend it to other people. But it does take you guys liking the video in order for YouTube to know that they should be sharing my content with other people. Also, it helps you wind up seeing my content in the future and your suggestions. Why isn't there a video yet titled "Show This to Your Friend Who Buy Cheap Knives"? I've actually done a video kind of like that and explain the value in a good knife from a cheap knife. There's videos out there. I need to do another one of my own, but where you take somebody like a friend and you show them some quality knives and they basically guess how much the knives are and you show them to them. You're basically showing your knives to a non-knife person. And I've done that before. I even did that with like my nephews and stuff. But no, I think it would be a good idea to do that with if you knew somebody who liked knives but kind of bought the real cheap ones. I did a video with a custom knife guy. And he, I showed him basically my version of high-end knives and a bunch of budget knives, but he buys custom. So like his level is way, way up there. Jared, I have a new challenge for you. Come up with a new revolutionary sharpening technique. Your line on the finger is absolutely amazing, but my womanly fingers bleed every time. I know you can do it. So one thing really quick, use, what the hell's the name of it? Starts with a K. That tape I use. What's that tape I use, guys? Cadet. Oh man, I can't even think right now. Starts with a K. It's that tape I use. If you wrap your finger with that tape, it will not get affected. That tape, I should just go grab it real quick. That tape, you can just literally wrap your finger. It will not be affected. Now, if that's still something you're like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I got something else for you. You can get one of those little angle guides. They're like $3 and set them on your stone. That will at least get you the beginning so that you will start off at the exact same angle every single time. Get one of those. It will help you learn to hold an angle. So all you have to do is you'll start out with a good angle. All you got to do is make it across the stone. Lift up, start back at the angle again. But it gives you you're right at the exact same angle every time. But you want to concentrate on the feeling of holding that angle. You want to concentrate on not lifting and not letting it drop. Now, there are stones out there that can help you hold your angle. And I say that because what happens is if you lift, like if you're going across the stone, if you lift your angle, you'll scratch the stone and you'll gouge it. So it makes you not lift at the very least. Now, you can drop your angle without affecting anything, but it helps you kind of keep that balance because you can feel it on the stone that, oh man, I can feel when I'm right there, because if I lift any higher, I'm going to gouge it. So I can tell I'm right there at the limit of gouging it. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it, man. Guy at work so happy to show me his new Gerber fast draw. I was polite. Oh, I am too. I always am too. Then put my EMP EDC thick boy in his hands and told him the price. He gave it back like he was afraid he broke it. Yeah, that's usually what happens. But you know what? I'm the same way. When somebody shows me they can pull an M-Tech out of their pocket, I will not even say one thing about it. I will make it seem like it's the coolest knife ever, because I want people to be proud to carry knives, you know? And like right now during the live, I just fuck around, right? But be proud of what's in your pocket. If it is a Gerber, you try to get something better. If it's an M-Tech, you can spend your money better. But just be happy that you're carrying a knife, because that's the most important thing, you know? So, and I understand that I was the same way. I was the exact same way. Everybody steps, right? Everybody starts out with one step, and the first step is usually the knives that in the future you're going to look back at and laugh at, and that's okay. That's great, because that means you're on the journey. And even if you never get past like Civivi, at least you're at the best budget knives you can get, right? Like the Kershaw USA made knives, fantastic. Get those. Like I said, Civivi, Kubi, the USA made Kershaws, things like that. Fuck, man. You can totally stay in that area your whole life and have amazing knives and never spend more than like $70. And that's on the high end. You can probably stick around the $50 range and get like the best knives ever. Because in 2022, man, we got some incredible knives. Mostly folders and a bit of everything with the 5 bones. Can you tell Greg he needs a good scissors for his ask knives? I think he's going to come out with a bunch of little stuff for it. I have no doubt that he probably doesn't. You already have a knife, though. What the fuck you need some scissors for? I'm not doing that. No. You're trying to fuck with me, because he's gonna laugh. The fuck you need scissors for, boy? You got a knife. Who do I hate? Wait, who do I hate? It CJRB or CRKT? One of them I have not had good luck with. That was CJRB. You did not have good luck with it. However, CJRB does have good knives. They have knives in the very budget range, and they do have some that are a little clunky, but they have really good ones. The Feldspar, the Scoria. This is a CJRB, but yeah, you're talking about the CJRB. I remember you had problems with the I got one over there. The Crag. The CJRB Crag. That's what you had a problem with. It is a beast of a knife, a little bit bigger, and you're pretty hard on knives, Bree. So yeah, probably not your best. And you do have to go towards the knives that fit you, right? So like if you're a little tougher on a knife and you really want something that the lock is going to be solid and you're not going to have to worry about anything like that, you probably want to go with a compression lock or an access lock. An access lock like this. A compression lock Where's that Spyderco? Like this. Those are strong locks. You know, and I'm not saying frame locks and liner locks aren't very strong, but I'm saying though you want to make sure you get from a tough one, because there's going to be some knives out there that are just not built for your use, right? Like if you're just cutting shit, yeah, that's fine. I mean, any good quality knife will work for that. But if you're really hard on a knife, like really hard on a knife, you need a certain certain types of locks. The quickest way to get a cut to heal, what do you guys put on it in addition to a band-aid? Quickest way to cut to heal, Neosporin. You can get liquid bandage. Liquid bandage is like a loose super glue, basically. So that will keep it closed and stop it from bleeding, and will make it heal pretty quick. So liquid bandage is what I recommend. Now it burns. I like it though. So I like that burn. So when I get cut, I just put it all over it. Fucking burn me. But it'll get you. But Neosporin, make sure it gets air. You know, don't leave it soggy under a Band-Aid constantly. Let it get some air, then bandage it back up. Take care of it, clean it, things like that. But yeah, liquid stitch or liquid bandage works great. I love it. I'm getting sick. Guys, my favorite budget knife has been the QSP Penguin for a long time now, and I think now I have one that is better. Only a few days in, but the 6-leaf SL11 is so good for 35 bucks. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to check it out. The Penguin's great. It's an amazing knife. The 6-leaf SL11. I'm going to have to check that out. Help, please, on the decision CGRB, Taiga, and D2 or Civivi Praxis. Civivi Praxis. Civivi Praxis every day of the week. 9CR, is the D2 any better than... Well, theoretically, D2 is better than 9CR. Edge retention wise, 9CR is more stainless, so it depends on how you want to look at it. But if you're not worried about corrosion or rust or anything like that, in D2 you can take care of it. Just oil it. Don't get it wet and leave it, right? Don't cut lemons up and leave it. Wash it, clean it, keep it oiled every couple months. Anyways, Civivi's D2 is really good. There's other companies D2 that's not that great. So there's a lot of companies doing D2, and there's a lot of shitty D2. Civivi does a good job with their D2. They also do a good job with the 9CR. Both are really good. I would still go with the Civivi Praxis every day of the week. That is a damn good knife, damn good geometry. And like I said, Civivi does a damn good job with their heat treats. I will scream that because every time I sharpen a Civivi, I've never been upset at their heat treats. They've always been solid, even with their D2, when a lot of companies aren't doing a great job. Shout out to Mike Emler from Crazy Sharp. Definitely sub to his channel. There's the link. Tri-State's in the house. I know. It's crazy, man. Thank you. Shout out to Tri-State EDC. Go and follow his channel as well. Mike with the 5 bones. No, thank you for all the support you've given me. Oh, man, thank you, man. I appreciate the donation. And of course, Mike Emler's a great friend. Definitely go and follow his channel. Great content. He's always got content coming up. So he's posting constantly. No shit. Views don't pay as much as lives with donations. You'd be surprised. Depends on how many views. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Videos with a lot of views do get a pretty good amount of money, but you have to pay taxes on it. So that's the downfall. So 30% of everything goes to taxes, basically. So, but depending on the views, right? You do get because it's not like a set amount. So it's not like if this video gets 1,000 views and this video gets 1,000 views, it's the exact same amount. That's not the way it works. It depends on the ads that were on that video. You could have a video, you could have a video that got like 5,000 views and you get more money from that than something that got 20,000 views, just because the ads were better on that video. So it does depend. But yeah, if you get a lot of views, you get a decent amount. The point is to add that all up over time, to have a lot of those, and then it equals a good amount. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, a lot of videos don't get much money. It's the adding them all up together what winds up getting you paid. And if you can get videos, once a week, a few a month that do significantly good, then you can make it, a decent amount off of them. But you're going to pay taxes on it. So this dude the other day pulled out a gas station knife and was like, check it out. I was like, cool, man. That's how I am. Oh, man, that's badass, man. Hell yeah. And shout out to the Bang Gang squad. I see everybody in here, man. You guys are amazing. Shout out to all the Bang Gang members. My first step was a beat up Smith & Wesson I got from my brother. My next step was a cold steel large Voyager. the big difference there. I had the Smith & Wesson knives too. I had those. I used to get them from oh man, AutoZone. I used to get them from AutoZone for $12, and they were pretty good for $12. They weren't bad. Stainless steel handles. I think it was 440C, maybe just stainless steel. I don't know. Some shit steel either way, but for $12, it was good for picking, prying, and breaking shit. I broke almost all of them. I like buck knives. I think buck knives are great. Got one right here. Fucking buck's awesome. But I think that they need to do more innovative stuff. I think they've done a lot of innovative stuff in the past. I think they need to do more of that. They recently put out this new model that's only like $35. The problem with it is, and I don't think it's bad, but it's an assisted knife that has like a lock on the side. The problem with it is it's only 7 CR. It's 7 CR. That doesn't make sense. Not even 8 CR. An 8 CR I would shit on too. If it was 8 CR, I'd complain. But it's 7 CR. So what am I going to say about that? The lower the number, the shittier it is. At the very least, they should be using 9 CR. 9 CR, D2. I would even say use 440C before 7 CR, because 440C would be the equivalent of 9 CR, right? 9 CR is basically like an analog or whatever of 440C. Nothing wrong with 440C. It's a great budget steel, especially when it's done right. Nothing wrong with 440C. But when you start getting lower than 440C, 440C is the bottom, right? That's where it's like that, or if you're talking about like some fixed blades, you can talk about like some 420 or something if it's got a Boss heat treat from Buck. But that's just because Buck does such a good job with their heat treat. But when you're talking about these 7 CRs and shit like that, get the fuck out of here. If it's not 9 CR above, 9 CR, 10 CR, 14C28N, 12C27, things like that, then, those are all great. But when you get to 8 CR and below, get the fuck out of here. I had some of those too. I think we've all had some of those Frost cutleries. I got one actually coming here soon that I bought back. My buddy at work pulled out a brand new leak. I love the leak. Later on, his partner, he said he can make it sharper and use a pull-through sharpener. No, I still got to do that pull-through sharpener video, guys. I still got that coming of why you don't use a pull-through sharpener. But the Kershaw leak is a badass knife. It sucks that it had to go through that. I hate that for that leak, that it had to go through that. Oh man. I don't know if you talked about it already, but any news on the Raven lock knife? Actually, yes, but I get the video coming, so I'm gonna save it. Just watch the video when it comes. Watch the video when it comes. I actually got some new bearings for the Raven lock. They're ceramic instead of steel now, so it's gonna be a just watch the video when it comes. I don't want to reveal it here. A lot of people watch these lives, and I don't want them to miss the review on it. Stasha 23 is in the house. Shout out to Stasha 23. I know you guys are probably already following him, but there's a lot of new followers, a lot of new subs. So thank you guys for subbing to my channel. I do appreciate it, but make sure you go and sub to some of these other channels like Stasha 23. He does lots of testing and reviews. Among the other channels I said too. Stasha 23, great dude, great channel. You can't beat his channel, man. You can't beat it. You got to go sub to his channel. I'm poor, and I have a Rat 2 D2 in my pocket right now. Good knife. But it's way better than my now recently retired 20-year-old EDC Gerber Easy out in 440C. Absolutely. It is definitely better. And the Rat 2 is that's a good fucking knife. You know, I've said this before. I've watched videos where that knife was pushed up against in like an abuse test with 3 other knives. You guys can go watch it if you want. And I mean like abuse tests. And the Rat 2 killed everything. It just knocked everything out. Everything else was destroyed. Couldn't use them no more. And the Rat 2 was still hanging on strong. That's a tough damn knife. But you can see it. Look at all the back spacers. Now you have the Rat 2, so that's the smaller one. The Rat 1 is the one in the video, but solid knives, man. Solid knives. The Rat 1 and the Rat 2. You broke the lock? Breeze. That's an Axis lock. Hopefully it was just an Omega spring. We can get you new Omega springs. I got some extras. So we'll get you, hopefully, tell me it's just an Omega spring. Because if you broke the actual lock, I hope it's the Omega spring. Because you know how much force it takes to break an Axis lock? Like, it's one of the strongest locks you can get on a knife. It's just an Omega spring. We're going to say it's an Omega spring for now. My dad wanted me to sharpen his Rat 1, so I swapped it for a Sebenza 31 to carry. Fucker hasn't carried it. Oh, man. What? He doesn't know. He doesn't know. That's the thing. He doesn't know. You get, man. Now, maybe he's not carrying it because he doesn't want to mess it up. He doesn't want to scratch it. That's what it is. And just so you guys know, where's my Sebenza? Oh, I got it in my pouch. I got it right here. So the Sebenza is a badass knife. I got one right here. Solid knife. But yeah, he probably just didn't want to scratch it because it's so expensive, especially compared to a Rat 2 or Rat 1. Man, I'll tell you what though. The Hinder XM18 3.5 skinny. I am loving this knife. Ho, ho, ho. I rounded off the flipper tab just a little bit because it was too pokey. Because the detent is stout. I love this thing, man. I love it. And I got the blue fat carbon. I might eventually swap it for the regular micarta because I do like regular micarta, but I'm gonna ride this stuff for a little bit. Check out an Olamic whippersnapper. Love this knife. These are you can get them like custom ordered where you can change whatever you want down here. They have so many different versions, it's insane. They have some that look like they have bullet holes and they're melting and all different kinds. They even have 2 different blade shapes, but it's a reverse flicker and a top flipper. But this top flipper is the easiest front flipper you'll ever try. It's so easy. I mean, you can even just pull it back like this. Such a good little knife. I love these. Olamic whippersnapper. And like I said, so many different colors and different options with that. Now, if you want a solid CJRB, one of my favorites, I'm going to try to get some more, though. I need to talk to Russell. The Scoria, man. Go watch my review on this. I got them linked in the description. And listen, guys, anytime, remember, a lot of the stuff you guys see on the channel, I link down in the description for you guys. So you guys can save money on discount or just purchase it. And yes, it does benefit. I can't say that. Yes, it is an affiliate link in many cases from my Amazon affiliate, or sometimes it's just a discount for you guys and it doesn't benefit me at all. But just know, you guys got look down in the description. There's lots of links for you guys, even like sharpening supplies and shit like that. I try to make it easy for you guys if it's possible. Now, just because it's not linked does not mean you can't get it. It's just that I'm not affiliated with whoever has it. So you can go and find it and get it. But I usually show you the name, you know, so you can just type it in and Google it and get it. Stasa with the 10 bones. Thank you, man. Thank you. Stasa, you didn't have to do that, brother. Man, you guys better go sub to his channel now. He just paid 10 bones to say, what's up, peeps? 104K. Kicking strong, man. It was only like 102 yesterday. Or no, actually it was like 103. It's not like it was, but man, it's cranking still. Not like it was, but we're on a decline right now. But we might have some heaters coming soon. We might pick it back up. Jared, 6-leaf is supposedly Tucson's budget brand from what others have said. Really? 6-leaf? No shit. I'm going to have to check that out. Liquid bandage doesn't hold. It holds. You just got to let it dry. So what I do, depending on how big the cut is, obviously, if you need stitches, then you're going to have somebody hold the cut shut for you while it dries. Or use those, like when I did my eye, I had a beer bottle busted over my face. When that happened, my eyebrow was ripped off, right? Like this. It was hanging. And we liquid stitched it. So, you know, those bandages that you can tape from here to here, you know, and you can stretch the skin closed with it. You got to use that. So you got to clean it really good, clean all the glass out and shit, clean whatever's in your, you know, your cutout, and then get that stuff in there and then close it and then blow on it, you know, have whoever you have around you. Hopefully it's a lady to blow on it for you. And or a blow dryer or something, dry it up and then bandage it or add another layer. It'll hold. You just got to allow it to dry. If you allow it to peel itself apart before it dries, and sometimes it does take a little while to dry. That's why use a little bit at first, then let that dry, then a little bit more, let that dry, then add it like a third layer. Now, after a day or two, it'll peel off and you'll have to reapply it, but Bree says, do we remember the first live? Jared was like, I got to name these things or something. His solution, Neevesknives Live, number 1001. Neevesknives Live, 1002. What happened to that system? I don't know. I do remember that, though. I don't know what happened to that. I think I just kind of randomly name them now. I have them all, though, in my playlist. So you can go to my playlist, and I also have the dates on all of them, even though they already tell you the dates if you look at the video. But in the description, I usually put the dates. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of randomly name them. I figure, fuck it. Most people watch them within 24 to 48 hours. After that, they don't really get much feedback after that. Some people still randomly watch them, and I think that's awesome. When I see like 6 weeks later somebody watched it live, I'm like, hell yeah. Because I try to have, like this one, we've been kind of goofing around, but normally I have a whole list of topics that I go through that we talk about, and I try to go through them. So I try to keep it, you know, going really good. This one's kind of been a goofball one, but it's still fun. Oh, wait, story time. 1 more minute till story time. Story time, ladies and gents, in 1 minute. I seen 2-sided adhesive strips with kind of like zip ties that pull it cut close. Yes, stuff like that too. That's a good one. That's good for especially like what I was talking about. I started an LLC for my channel so I can write everything off and taxes won't suck. I do that too. I don't have my LLC yet, but I am filling out for the thing right now. I was actually doing it last week and I stopped. I got to redo it now. But yeah, good for you, man. Good for you. No, I wrote everything off too. But Stasa, check out Keeper Tax. You should probably get it. It's an app and it'll make it to where when you spend money, it'll send you a thing on your phone and it'll ask you if it's a write-off or not. And basically, so then you can categorize all your stuff to where everything that's a write-off is categorized. I'm telling you, man. And it's not even just that. There's so much more to it. It'll help you figure out where you're losing money, saving money. At the end of the year, it'll help you with the taxes. Dude, Keeper Tax app. Check it out. For anybody. I mean, it's a good fucking way to keep a hold of your spending and just everything. It's beneficial for sure. Will Blanks with the 5 bones. Tips on sharpening blades with no choil and a soft plunge line like the Spartan Harsey. I usually use a KME, but I am concerned I'll make a mess on those. Yeah. So this is a sharpening stone, but I'm going to flip it over and use the back side of it. So if you're using a KME, it's going to be like this. It's going to be clamped in the system. And your stone is going to go like this. All right. So when you're doing it, you can go all the way up to it. Just watch out for the stud. You don't try to get it at an angle and just go all the way up to it. Like here, look at mine. Now, I'm going to recommend something else here in a second, but you see how mine goes? Mine's got 2 or 3 sharpenings in. Sorry about that, guys. And you can see how it's starting to go up. This steel is about to be left there, and the sharpening is going to start going up the blade. You can do that, but it looks ugly. So what you want to do is add a notch, add a sharpening notch. You can get a little diamond rod and you can literally just file in a notch. Now, I'm going to tell you the better way, much better way. Get a Dremel. You can get them for like $20, bro. Get a Dremel and a carbide cutting bit. Dremel, carbide cutting bit, or just get a diamond wheel, right? Or whatever. You can use so many different things. You can use even the sandpaper wheel. But get a Dremel. Get a Dremel and a little kit, the little bits kit. Now, if you're smart, you'll get a carbide cutting bit too. It'll save you for a lot of things. You can use it for a lot of shit. But you can also use the aluminum oxide bit. It's just like a stone bit. And just turn it on and fucking plunge it down in there and get yourself a little circle. It will make it look a lot cleaner. I'm going to do something like that with this. I'm going to add a choil and a regrind on this. I just haven't done it yet, but it is going to come. I'm going to do it. I know I've been talking about it for a year, but I'm going to do it. And it'll look so much cleaner. It literally takes the Spartan Harsey and just turns it up a notch. There's nothing wrong with doing that, with making your knives better. See that? I just front flip the Harsey. Look at how drop shutty my Harsey is. Mine is broken in a real nice like. And it's solid. It's solid. No play. No play. It's solid. I'm not touching the lock bar. It's solid. Stupid smooth. But yeah, do that. But otherwise, just sharpen all the way up to it. Just don't go all the way to this point. Right? Don't go all the way to here. Sorry, I'm messing up now. Can't see backwards. Don't go all the way up to right there. Go to here. Not here. Just stop it right there. But man, just cut yourself in a choil. I see some donations came in. Fast forwarding, guys. I'm going to catch up because I am way behind. Holy shit, am I behind? I am so sorry, guys. Pierre with the 5 crackers. Want to get a work knife for a lady friend who's a crew chief on construction sites, looking the Mini Recon one Tonto, but I'd like some suggestions. Yeah, that's cool, but to be honest, man, I wouldn't go with that. One, it's I understand it's a triad lock, super tough, great knife, but it's so tiny, it's almost useless. Um, and I know she's a gal, but you know, depends on how much money you want to spend. A mini bug out is really good. Even these little Kaiser Justices, these things are badass. These little guys, they're little, but they're super snappy. You know, they're not going to be the strongest lock, but it's a great knife. And as long as she's using it as a tool, that's fine. Now, if she's going to be using it as a pry bar and shit like that, yeah, go with the triad lock. Go with that little mini Recon. But it's a tiny little fucker. She's going to have to two-hand it and things like that. I'd prefer if she could just do it one snap open. You know, but depending on the size, there's also the Kaiser Lieb. The Kaiser Lieb is super snappy, great little knife. Let's get some other suggestions, guys. Kubi has some great little knives for very affordable budget prices. There's the CJRB Malaya. That's another, it's a little too small though, I think. What else? The mini bag lighter. It depends on what you're talking about. I know she's doing construction, but just because she's doing construction doesn't mean she's getting, because she's still, if she's doing construction, she has a pry bar. If she's doing construction, she has a hammer. She doesn't need to use her knife for that. So getting her just a good quality cutting knife, you know, something that's you know, like a little bug out or something would probably be badass. A mini bug out. Chuck it. No, it's not, Chuck it. Thank you for the 2 bones. No, it's not. I put you a little bit back on the list because I know we're going to meet back up or whatever. Even if I mail it to you, I have so much shit in for sharpening. I'm trying to catch up. So I kind of put yours on the back burner for now, but it's coming up though. It's coming up. I'm almost done. I got 2 more boxes and then I'm going to yours. Cubo with the 10 bones. Thank you, man. Thank you so much for the donations, guys. It's not 50, but will you still match Q1 Fiend? Congrats on 100K, Jarrett. I'm so blessed to have come across your channel a year ago this month. Love you, brother. Can't wait for Atlanta. I love you too, brother, and I can't wait for Atlanta. So me and Q-Ball, we got a place together with also a lot of other people. It's going to be some great times, man. Great fucking times. I can't wait. Blades and EDC with another 10 bones, 10 more to the $50 match. What are you guys talking about? Jared, you have to do a live when you get your play button. Oh, for sure. Fuck yeah, man. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I don't, like I said, I don't know when I get it or how I get it. What is better, 440C or CR18? I don't know CR18. Do you mean 8CR? 440C is equivalent to 9CR18 MOV. I know you're not that worried about it. That's why I kind of put it on the back burner, but it's you know, it's near the bench. Let's just put it that way. It's ready to go. I got some people that are like waiting for their knives to come back. So I figured I would, you know what I mean. Finch 1929 is a great little knife. So is the Harvester. The Harvester. Where's my Harvester? Damn it, I can't find the Harvester. Oh, you know what? I should have thought of this. The little knives, another little knife. The Yorkie. I can't find my Harvester. I think I put it in a pouch or something, but the Harvester is my favorite Finch. Oh, wait. No, I got it right here. Now I remember. This is a great little work knife right here. Love this knife as a work knife. The Finch Harvester. This is badass. Cutting straps. The blade is facing towards you so it doesn't slip. Utility blade. Push cuts. Super comfortable in the hand. It's not big. Very smooth. You technically can reverse flick it off that nail nick. Awesome little knife. This is my favorite Finch. But a couple more really good work knives. the chaparral. This is very thin though. It's not a hard use knife. It does got a strong lock, but the blade is slim. But this is a little razor blade. Fantastic little EDC knife. I love it. Another one, the Delica. The fucking Delica. Who doesn't love a Delica? These things are so badass. Fantastic little knife. And you can get them in different steels. This is the 20 CV version. But even just the regular version. Great little knife. The copper scales, man. It just adds some weight to it. Makes this thing feel like a premium knife. Love it. I thought I brought one more. Oh, now this is my next one. I know it's not that expensive, but one of my most recommended knives for construction workers is the mini grip. The Benchmade mini grip or the regular grip. If you're a guy and you got big hands, the Benchmade Griptilian, but the mini grip. I love this knife. The lock, super strong lock. One of the strongest locking mechanisms in the world. Very snappy, very easy to manipulate. You can easily do it one-handed. The clip works great. Nice and slim in the pocket. This is a small knife. It's not a big knife at all. They make a big version of it, but man, the sheep's foot, this exact version is starting to get harder and harder to get for the big one. Unless if you go with the G10 version, I think, or maybe you just have to go to the custom shop. I'm not sure. All right, I seen some donies coming in. D-Bass with the 5 bones. Been weeks since I've caught a live. Unfortunately, I've had a lot of personal stuff going on. Holy shit, Jared, you passed Metal Complex. It subs. Congrats. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, man. I understand, man. I know I've even taken a break from doing videos the past couple days because I've had some catching up stuff to do and some personal stuff, but it's all for the better. It's all for the better. Thank you for the donation, man. Yeah, the Stormtrooper, the Yorkie. I got one of those to show you guys too, but I'll be showing you that probably tomorrow. The Kaiser Urban Bowie. Yeah, I got one of those right here actually too. How'd you know? The little Urban Bowie. Yeah. This isn't really a construction knife because of the tip. It's a great EDC, don't get me wrong, but with construction, you got to be able to do utility cuts. Now, this is great for like an old timer or somebody using it for food and cheese and, skinning animals and things like that. Somebody that just wants all belly for days. But this isn't going to be great for a utility cut. The little Yorkie, though, this thing's great, man. This thing is super snappy, great little detent, very, very smooth. It's like paper micarta. This is the M390 version too. There's lots of other versions. They even have a titanium version. Did I miss a Donny? I don't think so. I just want to make sure. No. Anyone know anything? Oh, wait, we got to do story time. Sorry, guys. All right, story time. Anyone know anything about the Viper knives? Vox Katia Flipper. I want to pull the trigger, but not sure. I've always liked everything from Viper. Now, the thing is that it's an Italian company. You got to be careful with their heat treats. Some of the Italian companies with their M390 do it a little soft. I've liked the Viper knives I've tried. It's just, like I said, Italian companies, man, they can be a little finicky. They do great work. Don't get me wrong. Fucking fantastic work. The only problem is that they have variations between models. So you can have one model with a super stiff detent and then another model with a light detent. So, but story time. Now I told this story a long time ago, but it's been a long time. Now this is when I was a juvenile, so I can talk about it. Okay. So regardless of all the law breaking in it, I was a juvie. So the story goes back to before I got my license. I don't have my license yet, but I got a car. So I got a car, Dodge Intrepid, right? Dodge Intrepid. And I loved it, but I didn't have a license yet. Walt Gilbert, 10 bones. Thank you, man. Story time. Congrats on the growth. Thank you. Walt, I appreciate it, man. Yes, story time. For anybody new here, yes, we do story time normally at 9 o'clock. Sometimes the stories are pretty crazy, so hopefully your ears can handle it. Not always, but anyways, so I got this car and I decided to go do, and I don't have my license yet, but my one of my friends, we were talking about, because I don't remember if he was gonna buy my sister's car or what was happening with that, but anyways, we're arguing about which car was faster and shit, right? And I had already kind of been out ripping my car, you know, testing her out, and we decided to do a drag race. So we go down the street, not too far from where we were, and we decided to race. It's a nice long strip, perfect area to do a little drag race. And we lined up side to side and go. So, you know, windows down, you know, we do the go thing and we start racing. And of course I won the race. Of course I did. So with my 3.5 liter V6, smoking them. So I won the race, but now we are getting ready because we're at the end of like the half mile that we were on. We basically did like a quarter mile race. Got to the end, and we're gonna be turning around, right? Because we're going back. I don't have a license. I'm not fucking going out cruising. So my buddy at the exact same time, because the race is over. The race is over. I go to pull into a driveway to turn around, and he goes to try to go around me as if like we're still racing or something, even though he knows the race is over. Like we're done racing. But he goes to go around me like an idiot and hits me. Oh yeah, rest in peace to him. He's passed away now. Not from that, but anyways. So he hits me. We go off into a ditch a little bit, and not a big deal, right? Just a little fender bender. But we pull out and we go to drive off. And this guy from the neighborhood seen us racing. He didn't see us wreck, but he's seen the race. So he all of a sudden, and my sister's with us, by the way. So my sister's got a license. She jumps in the driver's seat, takes off just in case if anything happens, she could take the heat for me, you know, she's my sister. So she's got to take the heat. She's got a license. So she gets in the car. Well, this dude follows her to my aunt's house. And hats off for the 104K. Thank you, Fiend. I'm trying to push it, but all fucked up. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Shout out to the Bang Gang Squad. Thank you for the 10 bones. And thank you for the hats off. I do appreciate it. So he follows her and calls the cops. And to me, this is just mind blowing. Like, I'm pissed. I'm so pissed because one, it's none of his fucking business, right? Mind your business. And two, like, it was all done and over with. There's no point to call the cops or anything like that. So the cops show up. Well, my sister, you know, she knows what's up. She knows the deal, right? Her little brother doesn't have a license, so she had to take the heat. So she took the heat for me and said it was her, blah, blah, blah. And so thinking this guy's not going to show up to court, right? He, you know, we'll have some family talk to him or something, and he won't show up to court. So he winds up finding out who I am, and finding out that there was not real relationship, but there's some ties, right, between the family and him and stuff like that. And so of course he's not going to show up to court now, right? He's not going to show up to court. The fucker shows up to court. So now I'm like pissed. Well, there's going to be another court date. So in my head, as a little juvenile delinquent, I got to go put some fear into him, right? So, oh man. So I go and wait for him to, or it was like, I wait till like the middle of the night or whatever and get my little crew together. Yes, he's an absolute Karen. So get my little crew together and go over to his location without saying too much and fuck his shit all up. And obviously I'm the bad guy in this story, I know. So no worries. I know I'm the bad guy. I did a lot of bad shit in the past, and you know, admittedly. Anyways, so Wynn did a bunch of bad shit over there, fucked his shit all up. You know, as kind of a warning, like, don't show up to court, motherfucker. And is this my anyway, so I obviously afterwards, you know, he take off and he tries to find out, because he doesn't have any proof that it was me or anything, right? He doesn't have any proof that there was like that who it was or anything like that, but he knows, right? It's like one of those things, like you can't prove it, but you know, right? And like I said, it's supposed to be a fear thing. And Mike with the 5 bones, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So my uncle comes to me, and you know, because the next morning, right, that guy wound up going to my uncle like fucking irate, right, with firearms and all kinds of stuff, and like knowing what happened, probably, right, knowing what happened, and shows up there, and my uncle obviously, you know, has my back and says, I don't know what you're talking about, right? And he said some shit like, you're lucky his dad, you know, can't walk, otherwise he'd come and fuck your ass up, right? Anyway, so he comes to me because he knows where I'm at, comes and finds me, and he's like, what'd you do last night? And I'm like, nothing. And he's like, what'd you do last night? And I'm like, I don't know, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, you didn't go and blah 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 last night? And I'm like struck right there, because I know I can't lie to him, right? I can't lie to him. So I'm like, you know, I just give him that face, and he's like, pack your shit, we got to get you out of town. And he's like, they got your tire tracks. They had my tire tracks. So I was young, dumb, you know, pulled off on the side of the road, left some tracks on the side of the road, young and dumb. So he packed me up, you know, like a good unk, and shipped me up north for like a month or something. Got some new tires, put some traction on them so it didn't look like they were new tires, and kept my ass out of town for a while. And nothing wound up coming of it. Nothing wound up happening in court either, I might say. I think a little ticket. That's it. Just a little ticket. But could have definitely been worse. A lot worse. Later on in not life, but not that long later, they somebody might have put out a Crime Stopper thing about it, that might have known an inside thing and might have been a little upset at someone in the family and knew about that, but that wound up going away too. You know, things can go away. So, but yeah, everything wound up working out. And, you know, obviously I was young, dumb, stupid, and shouldn't have done this shit. Shouldn't have been the bad guy in the story, but I was, and, you know, regretfully, a little ticket for all that. Not so bad. Not so bad. Not so bad. No. I'm not positive. I think he was even thrown out. I don't even know if she got a ticket for it, but yeah, it wound up being a nothing burger in the end. But she was looking at like a bunch of shit, like a fucking hit and run. Like they were trying like crazy shit because he was being a fucking dickhead, right? You know, talking about the racing and the this and the that. And he was the one trying to press charges and shit as if it was any of his business. None of his business, right? What happened? A couple cars past your house, asshole. Like, that's it. And the thing is that he knew that, like, you know, aside from that, like, my family was into racing and shit like that. And, like, he was kind of even a little bit maybe involved in shit like that. Like, so it didn't make sense. And that's why, like, I didn't think he would show up to court. Even the family said that, like he's not going to show up to court. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He's not going to show up. Because my biggest thing was my sister had my back, you know, and and you guys got to understand this. Like, I was raised to protect my sister. Like, I couldn't tell you how many fights I've gotten into over defending my sister. Like, my dad, if something happened to my sister and I wasn't there to die, then, you know, he would kick my ass. Like, that was just a thing. Like, it was my responsibility, even though she's my older sister. Like, I'm the younger brother. So I was fighting kids way older than me my whole life, because that was my responsibility as a brother, to protect my sister. So when she took the heat for me, right, which she looked at as hurt, me and my sister are tight. So since she took the heat for me on that, to me, it, you know, and then that guy did that, it's like, oh, hell no. Like, this is my mindset back then. Obviously, I don't think like this now. But back then I was heated. Like, you know, I got to defend my sister on this. This guy can't show up to fucking court and get my sister in trouble when she was defending me. So, Jared, what frame lock around 3.25 inches should I get around $200? There's a lot. There's a lot in that price range. I would say VENEV is a really good area. $200, man. You got a lot in that price range. If you go up a little bit higher, you have a lot of USA stuff. But for frame locks, you're probably wanting a titanium frame lock, obviously. So I would stick around VENEV. We has a lot of great stuff. Most of them are 3.5 inches, but they have, I think, yeah, that's 3.5 inch. Give me a second. Let me think. Because you could do a two-son. If you could get a two-son, man, you could do pretty good. The Prey to Tout is a great knife for right around $200. S35, but it is more like 3.5. It's a little bit bigger than 3.25. Oh, you know what's, oh, man, I don't know if you can find it, but the Tuya NV2, that is a great knife, but I don't know if you can get it right now. You might have to talk to Dave Warren. The Tuya NV2. There's a Tuya NV4 coming. The Tuya NV3 is a liner lock. The Tuya NV2 is great, though. Yeah, the Asher frame lock is great. If you're getting steel frame locks for $200, you need to. Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. But they do exist. They do exist because of other things that are premium. The Wii Elementum, yeah, you can go with the Wii Elementum. The Subjugator is great. That's 3.5 inch. Yeah, the Wii Elementum, there's a good one. That's 3 inch though, not 3.25. Let me look at something. No. Man, those are all 3.5 inches. I love the 3.5 inch. Okay, here we go. I got you. How about, it's kind of similar to the whippersnapper we were looking at a little bit ago. He's got some full titanium mounts. These ones have the carbon fiber. Now you can get these. These are about 3.25, and this is the Miguron Curix. The Karaki is badass too, S90V, and it's a front flipper, the easiest front flipper you'll ever use. Titanium frame. Let me just grab it. This is more of a 3.4. maybe 3.5. The Miguron Karaki, so smooth. This is the easiest front flipper you'll ever use. So easy. You can even go like this. You can do all the little tricks with it so easily too. Like if you have trouble front flipping, you won't with this. Same thing with this, as long as you don't put your fingers up high. If you put your fingers down here, super easy because the front flipper is so tall. The next one though, he's going to make the front flipper a little less tall and he's going to make it a solid frame lock, I think, without this insert, but great reverse flicking action. You just got to watch out for that front flipper when you close it. Great knife though. M390 titanium frame lock. Mine got nasty sharp. This is a great knife. I like this knife a lot. Same with this one. S90V, dual grind on this one. So it's a little thinner up here, a little thicker back here. But these are great. Your Karaki detent wasn't great. Mine's perfect. Tune it. They're easy to tune. I don't know, what was yours, too light or too strong? Mine is so perfect. Like you can't, this, I would not even want to mess with this detent. It's so good. But if your detent is too weak or too strong, you can tune it a little bit, especially if it's only a little bit. You know, you just put a little stress on, you take it apart. I don't want to tell you to fuck up your knife, but take it apart and you just slightly, ever so gently bend your lock bar a little closer. Like if it's weak, then you bend it closer to putting more pressure on the detent. Very, very little. A tiny bit goes such a long way. Like you'd be surprised. You won't even think you bent it and you'll have a strong detent. So you want to do it very lightly. And I'm not telling you to fuck up your knife, so don't blame that on Neevesknives. What do you guys think about American Blade Works? Just discovered them, and the Model 1 looks amazing. I'm sure it's another knife that's impossible to get a hold. No, he drops them like every week to every 2 weeks. No. When I seen this one, and I got it the next week. He drops them like every week to 2 weeks. This is the Model 1 frame lock. Brand new. Love it. Now, I'll say this, the liner lock, what it was I had a couple little issues. He dealt with them. And then the only other thing was the stone washing was a little grindy on the detent ball. This one has a completely different finish. Super smooth. Very good action. Sounds like you're snapping your fingers. Oh, we got a new Bang Gang member. Zachariah became a member. Shout out to the Bang Gang squad. This Sunday, we do have a Bang Gang live happening. Sunday at noon. Yeah, I like it, man. I like it. And I've tried the liner lock version and I liked it too. And I wound up working it out. I just had to take it apart. I had to break the detent track in and things like that. Put some Gillian bearings in there. Once I did all that, fucking thing was solid. But this one came out of the box perfect. I found the Unicopper tie stinger and kind of think about it. Oh, that's another one. The Ferrum Forge Stinger. That's another tie frame lock, 3.25. The Ferrum Forge titanium frame lock Stinger. There you go. That's another 3.25 inch frame lock. Something from Giant Mouse Knives. I personally like the Ace Grand the best. I don't know if you can get them. Somebody said they're not discontinued. I love my Ace Grand. LMAX steel. Again, like when we talk about some of the sharpest knives in my collection, that fucker's up there. That LMAX, I like it a lot. It's really, really sharp. But I love LMAX. LMAX is such a good steel. Not really a front flipper fan. Yeah, then go with the if you 3.25 inch, go with the Stinger. It has a flipper, a regular flipper, and a fuller for the reverse flick. What do you guys think? Oh, I already said that. Never go hunting with a sharp knife just in case should never go. Oh, yeah, without a sharp knife. Yeah, you definitely want a sharp knife. I say that about everything. You know, somebody was talking the other day in the comments, and you know, everybody always relates knives, especially new people, to fighting, like as if this is a weapon, right? It's a tool first. It's a tool. Let's just be clear about that. It is a cutting tool for rope, cardboard, packages, shit, whatever you got to cut, food, animals, whatever. I don't care what you cut with your knife, but it's a tool first. Now, in the desperate situation where you need to save your life, in certain situations, it might be a great cutting tool, right? Cut some ropes. You might need to cut yourself loose from something, whatever. Now, in the life-threatening situation that you need to defend your life, there's a lot of things that you can defend your life with, and maybe, just maybe, it might boil down to your knife, right? Especially, like, let's not even talk about people. A dog, right? A rabbit, coyote. You're walking your dog and another dog attacks it. There's a lot of situations, right? And I've seen a lot of crazy shit like that. So you never know, right? And you might need to take that knife out and kill something. Just reality of life. Well, somebody was talking about it, and I couldn't help but think, because it's the same person that's also arguing that certain knives aren't worth it and blah, blah, blah. So all I can think about is when I hear people say that, like, oh, $150 for a knife, I can almost get a gun. And it's like, yeah, you have a dull knife. That's all I think about in my head. Like, yeah, your knife is dull. And I'm not talking shit to anybody who has a dull knife. Just get it sharp, right? Sharpen it. But how the fuck would you get into a fight with your knife if you don't have a razor sharp edge? I mean, imagine that, right? Like, if you can't smack something like say a piece of cloth that's hanging, just smack it with your edge and it doesn't cut it, you're probably not going to be very effective with your knife. Like, I mean, you could stab, right? You could stab, but it's just crazy to me that people think they're going to defend themselves with a dull knife, and it's like, it's not going to do anything. Like, people wear clothes. Even when they don't wear clothes, what are they going to get? A nasty scrape from your fucking dull knife? If you're really seriously thinking about carrying your knife and you're thinking about a defensive situation, then that fucker should be so sharp that it'll cut you to the bone if it touches you. Because that's the point. The point is you don't want to hit the guy 115 times to do any damage. You want to make sure that if you have that type of situation, right? God forbid, you want to make sure that you do the most amount of damage in one hit, one swipe. Especially if it's like a dog or something, right? Dog is, fucking you up, or your kid, God forbid, your kid. You want to make sure that's fast. That's fast. You want to take them out as quick as possible. You don't want to sit there and start stabbing them and doing crazy shit, or, trying to cut them and you can't even get through his hide, right? Obviously, you know where the kill spot is, but you need to make sure it's effective fast. So, and I think it's very important to have a sharp edge, especially if you're going to think about that type of stuff. Now, let's talk about other life-threatening stuff. Let's say a rope wraps around you for whatever, God forbid, reason, and you need to cut it loose or something like that. You don't want to be sawing for days, right? I mean, you could think of a million different situations where you might, or say somebody is dying and you need to they got gunshot wounds or something. You got to get their shirt off, right? You're not trying to saw through their shirt to get it off. You want to just grip it, wrap it right through, get it off, start dealing with the wounds. So, or maybe you might have to cut something for the wound, like my head fucking does all that shit. So I'm always thinking about that. And the last thing I want to deal with is a dull knife. I'd rather have the most precision cutting tool I can have so that it's the most effective in whatever situation, even non-threatening situations. Like, I feel dumb when I got and there's times I got a dull knife. There's times, of course there is. Like right now, I got a bunch of dull knives I have to sharpen because I have so much shit in for sharpening that I don't have time to sharpen my own stuff. So I keep having to swap knives out to sharper knives. I'm running out of sharp knives. I got to start sharpening some knives. No, I got some very sharp knives, but the knives I am testing right now are all dull. I have to sharpen all the knives I'm testing right now. But my point is that when I grab one and I go to use it and it's dull, I gotta go switch. I can't do that. I can't do that because it starts catching on stuff, and I'm so used to such a clean cut that I can immediately tell if my edge is dull, like immediately. There's no, I obviously everybody can, but my point is that I'm so used to such a sharp edge, and I'm not saying you have to have a fragile sharp edge. I'm just saying having a clean apex, a good sharp edge, right? Different than a knife with chips in it, rolls in it, stuff that catches. Like my cousin the other day, I gave him a knife a few weeks ago and I checked it out. I went and seen him and I opened it up and I ran my hand down the edge and it's just it's like literally like right now, if I took this and just grinded it on a stone, that's the way it was. Like, what are you cutting with this? The only thing you can do is use the tip. You can use the tip for things by ripping it, but you're not cutting anything. Nothing is getting cut with that knife. So it's like, man. But when my edge never gets like that. But if it does, it's getting sharp. I'm switching knives or sharpening it quick. 3.5 or longer. I got into knives because I had to get rid of all my guns. 3 deployments in the Army career and the medical retirement because of PTSD and not allowed to have a gun. Hey, man, I hear you, man. I'm a felon, so I hear you. But yeah, I used to be really deep into firearms, just like I am into knives now. I was into firearms, but I wasn't a good person and became a felon, and now I'm into knives. I was always into knives though. Like I've been collecting knives since I was a kid. 2 minutes, low grit edge. Right. Get yourself a toothy edge, all right? Take you 2 minutes to drop a coarse edge on your knife and you're good to go. I once had to cut a dog leash fast because my dog is a dummy, and thank God he jump over a thing and was hanging. I've seen that too. And I've had weird shit like that happen. I seen a dog one time that was shot. Had some bullets in his ass, and I had to get him out. It was bad, but the dog was fine. But somebody, I don't know. He was probably attacking something because he was a bad dog. He was a fighter and he was just a stray dog. And I seen him limping and he came up to me and I seen the 2 wounds in his rear end or like in his thigh. I brought him in and I could tell he was a fighter. I could tell this dog's being trained to fight and he probably got loose, went after somebody's shit, somebody's dog or kid, and somebody shot him. Or they didn't want him no more and he got mean with them because he was a mean dog and whatever happened, either way, he had some bullets in his ass and I wound up removing them, cleaning up the wounds, healing them up, and getting him to a good location, but it wasn't a good dog. So of a dangerous dog, not for children and people, but for other animals. He was trained you could tell he was like hyper trained as a young pup to fight. So bullets in the booty. Yep, he has some 22s in his ass. Cuzzo a felon. Yes, he is. I was pretty bad as a teen. They made the decisions to join the military and they got me straight. But now I live with PTSD. Like Stats 23 knives are my thing and gives me something to enjoy. That's amazing. Not the PTSD, but that you found something to help, because there's a lot of people's stories, man. Everybody's dealing with a lot of shit. I know I've dealt with my fair share of shit, and I try to help as many people as I can as well. Because of the journey I've been on. But yeah, bless you, brother. Yeah, knives are definitely something that it's a fun hobby, and like I always say, there's a brotherhood around it, and that's kind of the beauty, is the camaraderie you have with all the other people in the community. It's not just about the knives. A lot of people always say this. They say, I came for the knives and stayed for the people, because there's so many great people, and it's great sharing your hobby with such amazing people, such good people, good-hearted people, right? Like not fuckheads that are looking to rip you off or something. Not saying there's not a couple of those too, but for the overwhelming majority, there's great people, and they actually care about you. They actually are willing to be there for you and help you out and support you. And it's an amazing, amazing thing when you can be a part of something. And I think that's a massive part of it, along with the amazing tools and supplies and gear that you can get along the way. We're men, right? Not all of us. There's a lot of gals in here too. I know we got a lot of gals, and awesome for them to join us. But there's something about wanting to be prepared, as a guy, all through history, right? All through history. The guy that was prepared was the guy who survived, right? And just genetically, we're programmed that way. No matter how safe life gets, no matter anything, you're always going to think of the worst, especially like if you've like grown up like me, where you've been in all kinds of crazy situations where if you only had this, or if you only had that, or if you only had a coat or something, right? So then it makes you prepare for the future of carrying around supplies, right? Like if this happens, I'm prepared. If this happens, I got it. God forbid if this happens, I'm ready, right? And there's something about that. And then there's a brotherhood around it, right? That all does the same thing. And not only are we always like trying to be prepared for everything, whether it's our good boots on our feet or the tools in our hands, but then we can relate with that and help each other out getting them, tell each other about the other better ones. And then there's the collecting aspect about it, right? Like just wanting a high-end tool that's fun to cut stuff with and have, and buy, sell, and trade. There's that part of it too. Yes, a knife habit is better than a drug habit. Yeah, that's for damn sure. Faux damn sure. I've raised about 13 pit bulls. If somebody up that tries to put down a dog like that, oh, it's fucked up. Yeah, for sure. I've trained more pit bulls than any other dogs. I've trained a lot of dogs, and pit bulls has been the number one. They are the best. I love pit bulls. Pit bulls are such good dogs, but they get a bad reputation, because of people. Was an opiate addict for a while, got clean, and now buying knives. Yeah, same here. Same here. I was too. But luckily that's all in the past, and I found a great community of people. And I talk about it in here sometimes because I do think it's healthy to talk about issues, problems, and things like that, especially amongst people that can relate. Um, I think that's a good thing. I think a lot of us can relate, even in some way, even if you didn't go through the same thing, you went through something else that can relate. We've all been through shit. So I think it's a really good thing to have a community of people that can, help each other. I love pit bulls. You mistreat any animal, they will be that way. Damn right. But you know how to not be a bad person to the dog, and the dog will be good too. Right. I see your thumbnail. Yeah. No, I am a dog lover. I love dogs. And I train dogs for years. I'm a damn good dog trainer. I can train a dog to do anything. So I know the intelligence of a dog. So when I see a dog who's abused or acting a certain way, I know exactly what's wrong. Like I can see what's happened to him. Um, you know, I, I went to dog school, dog training school and shit, and animal psychology, and I can hear them talking. It's like I can understand their body language and what they're saying and their insecurities and where their confidence lacks and just all that. I can see it. So since I can see it, I can see how to fix it, but I can't fix every dog, right? But I can see it and I can see what's wrong, right? What is the owners doing wrong? And there's times I try to help people, but you can't just walk around telling people what to do with their dogs. But it's just the point. Like that's how my brain works when I see dogs. I see them walk by and I see the issue, or I see the good thing. There's times dogs walk by and I look at that owner and say, "Good job." Because I can see he's doing a damn good job with his dog. That dog is obedient. That dog is alert. That dog is confident. And that's a good, healthy dog. That's what you want. Your dog should be confident in everything. Everything. And if you've done enough with your dog and you brought your dog to enough places, your dog will be. Now, you have to trust your dog. is your dog trustworthy? Now that's whether or not you've done enough stuff with your dog to trust him, right? Because if you've been through 1,000 situations with your dog where you were able to trust him, well, now you're going to trust him more. And you got to have that bond and that relationship where you and your dog communicate, and he knows when he can and can't do things, and he knows when your go sign is stop, recalls, all that stuff. And if you can have your dogs are your best friend, man. I can't even like go into how beneficial it is to have a good dog. It is the best thing in the world for anybody. Luke Cole, holy shit. Thank you, man. Steak on me, man. Hell yeah. More than steak. Damn, Luke. Dude, thank you so much, man. Wow. 100 bones. Damn. 100 bones for 100K. $1 per K. Thank you, man. Damn. Holy shit. Yeah. Damn. I'm gonna keep that up there for a minute. Damn it, man. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. Holy shit. If you can't pick up your pit and know when to, you shouldn't own one. Pits, if it's a good temperament, you can pick them up. They can jump in your arms, do anything. Pits are a good pit is very obedient. It's very everything. Like they're such good dogs, man. I've trained them to do everything. Like I love pits, man. I've seen a lot of bad ones because I grew up in an area where a lot of people fought them. A lot of people did horrible things to pit bulls. None of it was the pit bull's fault. Even the times when the pit bull was at not, I don't want to say at fault, but like when they were doing something really bad, it was still the people's fault, you know, the people that raised them. So it's sad. It's fucking sad, but you know, it's a thing, and it always will be a thing, right? Especially in certain neighborhoods. People are going to fight dogs. People are going to treat dogs like shit. And that's why it's up to us and up to people that have a straight mind to treat them good and have good dogs that represent dogs. Like I used to bring my dog everywhere, right? And I always looked at it as she's the representation of how a dog should be. And people would see her and they would think, and this is the weird thing, people would think that she was a fluke, right? Even though I had all kinds of other dogs and all of them were just the same. People would always say, oh, well, my dog's just dumb. There's no such thing, dummy. No, there's no such thing as a dumb dog. There's an untrained dog. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some examples. Like I had one dog that was hit by a car 3 times and had brain damage. That's a different story, right? There's a very, very tiny, tiny, tiny percentage of brain damaged dogs. Most of them, even if they're very frustrating to you to train, it's that you are just inexperienced with training that dog. It's a type of dog that requires certain types of training. Also, there's dogs that have been through shit. So now they need a different type of training too because they've been damaged. So they require specialized training. And it's not that the dog's dumb, and it's not that my dog was just a fluke. It's that my dog was trained thoroughly, and that dog is in a loss of communication. You're not communicating with them correctly because you don't know how. It's like having an alien as a pet, right? How do you communicate with the alien? How do you talk to the alien? How do you tell the alien, come here? How do you tell the alien, sit down? Right? If you can figure that out and you can figure out a communication with the animal, with the alien, then the alien will be perfect. But if not, you're going to have reckless shit. But yeah, love all animals, man. Animals are great. Even if you hunt, right? Respect that animal. Love that animal because, that's I see me. I like hunting. I like that stuff, but I also understand the respect for the animal and the love for the animal. I'm very passionate about animals. I've always been since I was a kid. Jared, I got really lucky with my pet. She was smart when we got her. Only got smart. Well, they're all smart. That's the thing, is that they're all smart. They're all smart. I always say this, that like a bad dog isn't being a bad dog. He's actually so intelligent that he's figured things out. Like, say like this, just for an example, dog gets in the garbage can, right? Now you say he knows he's not supposed to go in the garbage can, but every time you turn your back, he goes in the garbage can. That's a smart dog. He's not dumb. He's smart. He's figured out that when is he supposed to get in the garbage can? When you aren't looking. And that's what he's learned. He hasn't learned that it's bad to go in the garbage can. He's learned it's bad to go in the garbage can and get caught. Right? It's kind of like this. And so that's why, like with things like that, you have to exercise that part that he needs to get out of him. Maybe it's sniffing things out and finding things. And if you do that with your dog, he might not need to do that. Or, you know, maybe he needs some training, like meaning like literally taking treats that are edible and training him, because now he's getting a treat and he's getting a benefit, you know, good rewards. And then take your toy, play tug of war with them, do those things with them, because that's all. There's mental training and then there's physical training. There's all different kinds, just like people, right? You have to be able to use your hands as a child. Same thing with a dog with their mouth and their brain, their legs, running, all that shit. Now, I was going to say something. I forget what I was going to say now, but if I took you and I locked you up and told you couldn't use your hands for a week, you would come out like fucking crazy, right? That's how a dog feels when they're not doing anything. They have to do shit constantly. They have more energy than you, but you have to work with them. You have to train them and literally take 5 minutes twice a day and do training. Sit, lay down, shake, roll over, turn around, spin around, sit pretties, jump, go left, go right, back up, go forward. Teach them those things. That's good communication. Now you're learning communication with your dog. So now when you're in a situation, you can tell them, go right, go left, turn around. You can tell them those things. And you just 5 minutes a day, twice a day. Now the toy training is different. You're teaching him to be on a trigger. So you can take like a tug of war, right? Or like a rope or something. Make him get it. Say, get it, get it, get it, get it. Then tell him stop. But when you tell him stop, you freeze. He'll react off of your body language. Your body language freezes. So then he freezes. And you make him stop. Now, if he keeps chasing it, don't allow him to get it. Make him stop chasing it. The point is to teach him to be on a switch with go and stop. Go and stop. Get it? Wait. Get it? Wait. So when you're out in the field or out anywhere and you tell your dog to wait or to stop, instantly stops. There's no hesitation from your dog. You should not worry about your dog with anything. You should be so confident with your dog in any situation. I don't care if a squirrel runs up to him. I'm not saying you can't get your dog to kill that squirrel. I'm just saying you should have full control of whether or not he does. Most dogs have average intelligence and can be trained. Really smart ones can even multitask. Then there are a few, but some that never learn. Well, they're all intelligent. There's 3 different intelligent classes for dogs. There's like the most intelligent breeds, which are usually the herding breeds and the some of the working breeds. Then there's the medium intelligence, which are more like the guard dog breeds, some of the hunting breeds, things like that. Then there's the lower intelligent ones, which there's a bunch of them in that class. Now, those ones are, and also it depends on the definition, because like there's certain dogs that aren't going to be that trainable for homes. Now, if you take them out in the field, they're going to be hyper trainable. But there's just some dogs, they weren't designed for work, right? The smarter dogs are going to be the ones that were designed for work. They were working breeds. We literally made them to do things for us, you know, like herding breeds and shepherds and things like that. Hunting dogs, they were made for us to do work with them. So they're already designed to do that. It's just whether or not you have the ability to train them to do it or train them for you. I will say that a very old pit can be dangerous regardless of upbringing. When they can't see good anymore, it's part of the responsibility of owning one to take care of him so he and others can stay safe. Well, I would disagree with that because if your dog is trained correctly, then even when they go blind, they should give warnings and things. Like they should like usually like they're not when they're that old, they're not trying to hurt nothing. They're just trying to lay down and live the rest of their years. So it really shouldn't be that bad. Now, I'm not saying there aren't some dogs now, but pit bulls, I wouldn't say that for. They're usually very temperamental dogs, but there are some breeds that they could be a little bit more feisty if they're blind, for sure. Especially some more of the temperamental dogs. Jared, I'd love to just kick it with you for a day. I'm down. Squirrel. Squirrel. James, I like cake too sometimes, but I try to be careful with how much cake intake I get. I gotta roll out. My bedtime is 10 p.m. Got school tomorrow. All right, yeah, we're gonna take off too. It is that time. And listen, guys, I appreciate all the donations. I thank you guys for hanging out with me and rocking with me and helping me out with this channel, helping me out with the comments, just being awesome, man. This channel is, you guys are a part of it, and I can't do it without you guys. So I am very blessed to have you guys as friends and, to be a part of the community with you guys. I wish all you guys the best. Thank you to all the patron members. Oh, and listen, we got some fucking big shit happening the next couple days, guys. We got, like I said, a Friday, I'm starting that knife sale thing. Patrons got all kinds of shit happening. So I do have to finish filming my knife collection, but I'm probably going to do it in a rapid one video. I got like 300 knives. So it's going to be hard to do. So I'm probably just going to do them all in like 1 or 2 videos as fast as possible. Anyways, then we got a knife sale for them. So we have multiple knife sales. We have the big giveaways, patrons and for the channel. So watch out for that stuff, guys. Thank you guys for everything. Shout out to Bees Blades. Go and follow his channel as well. I love all of you. Thank you to all the patrons. Thank you to all the Bang Gang members. Thank you to everybody who hangs out with me here in the chat. Thank you to everybody who donates. Thank you to my cousin Breeze and all the moderators. I love you guys. Peace.